How to clean up a suicide. Whether you have just discovered that your brother or husband has committed suicide, or whether you are a family member or friend trying to help someone through this difficult time, it is important to know how to go about cleaning up a suicide. You might be wondering whether suicide cleaning is a part of the crime scene cleanup process, or whether it is a separate process altogether. Who do you call to clean up a suicide? Choosing a reputable company to clean up a suicide can be a daunting task. After all, you are dealing with a very emotional event. You don't want to add to the pain of the family members left behind. Aside from emotional trauma, cleaning up a suicide can pose some real health hazards. In addition to bodily fluids, you may also be dealing with infectious diseases like HIV, hepatitis C, and other potentially fatal viruses. Cleaning up a suicide can be a daunting and time-consuming task. However, hiring a professional biohazard cleanup company can ensure that you are left with a clean and safe environment. Cleanup companies also can help you file an insurance claim if you need one. During the process, you may also be able to get your insurer to reimburse you for the costs. The best way to clean up a suicide is to call in a professional biohazard cleanup company. A professional company will have the training and equipment needed to perform the task safely and efficiently. It's also important to choose a company that uses high-quality tools and equipment. A biohazard cleanup company will use industry-standard safety procedures to ensure that the area is left as clean and safe as possible. Using improper cleanup methods can cause extra damage to the scene and may even result in unpleasant smells. Choosing the right company to clean up your suicide will be the best way to ensure that your family remains safe and secure. By hiring a biohazard cleaning company, you can focus on what's really important, the emotional healing process. Using a reputable company will ensure that you are left with a clean home and a fresh start. Is suicide cleaning part of crime scene cleanup? Getting rid of the body of a loved one can be an emotional experience. When a person commits suicide, their body leaves blood and bodily fluids behind. These contaminants are called biohazards. Getting rid of them is necessary to prevent the spread of diseases and other illnesses. Cleanup is an important step in recovering from a violent crime. It is also important to avoid any contact with the biohazardous material, as they can contain harmful bacteria and viruses. If you find the body of a suicide victim, you need to immediately seek medical attention. The blood and bodily fluids in the body can infect other people in the area, and they can also remain outside of the body for days. These infectious diseases can cause significant damage to a scene, and you need to be aware of them. You can't just go to the store and buy any personal protective equipment. You need to have specific equipment, and the equipment you buy should be able to help protect you from the toxins in blood and other body fluids. You also need goggles, overalls, and other protective equipment. If you want to make sure that the cleaning is done safely and effectively, you may want to consider hiring a crime scene cleanup company. These professionals are experts in handling biohazard waste. They also know how to disinfect a scene to help you restore the appearance of the area. You should also consider hiring an after-death cleaning service. These services use personal protective equipment, PPE, to ensure the safety of the workers. They also use a special cleaner to remove bodily fluids. How to choose a suicide cleaning service near me. Getting your house or condo back on the right track after a suicide is a stressful experience, but a professional suicide cleaning service will handle it for you. Having the cleanest premises will allow you to get back on your feet in no time. If you're looking for a suicide cleaning service in your city, you may want to consider hiring a local professional, as opposed to a nationwide company that has a large national footprint. Choosing a local company will ensure you don't have to worry about scams and misleads. Also, the best companies can be counted on to use the most appropriate cleaning products for the job. You don't want to end up with a sleazy company that won't take the time to do the right thing, especially if you're dealing with a suicidal demon on your doorstep. Fortunately, there are companies like Advanced Biotreatment Services that will be more than happy to take care of your suicide cleaning needs. Their service area includes Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Ohio, and Michigan. They offer a wide range of services including cleaning and sanitizing the premises, performing the requisite crime scene investigations, performing forensic document retrieval, and much more. They also offer free estimates and quotes, so you won't have to worry about being ripped off. Choosing the right suicide cleaning service will save you money in the long run. For more information, call Advanced Biotreatment Services today. You can also learn more about their services on their website. Choosing the best suicide cleaning service in your area may not be easy, but it is well worth the effort. What the typical cost of cleaning a suicide? Having to clean up a suicide is a very traumatic experience. This is due to the fact that this type of crime scene cleanup involves the removal of blood, bodily fluids, and other hazardous material. It is also highly advisable to get the help of a professional cleaning service. They have the know-how and the tools necessary to handle the job safely and effectively. Having the right equipment can prevent health risks from occurring. While there are no magic bullets, the best way to clean up a suicide is to use the right cleaning methods. The best way to get rid of blood and bodily fluids is to have a professional service remove and dispose of them in an environmentally safe way. These companies also do the same for other hazardous materials. During the cleanup process, they will use the appropriate personal protective equipment, which most homeowners don't have. There are other important considerations that should be taken into consideration as well. Some crime scene cleanup companies will work with your insurance provider to get the job done as quickly as possible. Depending on the circumstances, you may have to follow specific legal protocol before you can begin. The cleanup may also require special cleaning agents, which may be impossible to obtain on your own. The best way to clean up a suicide is not only to protect the safety of the people involved, but also the public at large. Suicide cleanup near me in Jacksonville. Having to clean up after a violent crime, such as a homicide or suicide, can be traumatic and emotionally overwhelming. It's important to get the cleanup done as soon as possible to protect the health and safety of your family and community. The longer you delay the cleanup, the more complicated the cleanup will be. This can lead to more property damage, increased costs, and an elevated risk of exposure to dangerous pathogens.